Hi, I'm Toni Toney, the creator of the Ecotarian Revolution and author of the Ecotarian Diet. And what we have been covering is basically the circadian rhythm and how important it is for our consumption, for our assimilation, and for our body's elimination. So remember, during the morning between 4 o'clock and 11 o'clock or noon, our body is in what's called the elimination cycle. So during that cycle, it's extremely important to just drink water to begin to flush out the metabolic waste that our cells basically let go of the night before. So during that elimination cycle, it is extremely important to stick with that. So then we start like around 11 or 12, we start consuming heavier foods. And those foods, again, it's because we're in what's called the consumption cycle. We were designed to eat according to the sun. The sun rises and the sun sets. So as it's at its highest peak, we can eat the heaviest of meals. So what I had just prepared for you was pesto and pasta and eating more of a heavier fare during 12 to 2 o'clock during the day. So the easiest way for us to stick with that consumption cycle, and when our digestive cycle is kind of like waning a little bit, is to eat simpler foods. Foods like salads, foods like steamed vegetables that we'll be looking at in just a few moments. And I happened to be at the farmer's market the other day in Santa Monica, and I picked up peas. Fresh peas are in season right now. So if you get hungry during the afternoon, I would suggest not having fruit because, again, fruits are your body's cleansers. I would suggest eating more local, anything that's in season. So these fresh peas, they are absolutely delicious. So you just open up the pod and eat raw. So remember to eat local as much as possible because, again, these peas are like, peas please, so good. I used to own a vegan restaurant that had a 52-foot organic salad bar, juice bar, and hot bar. And a lot of people used to try to bring their husbands in. They're like, I don't like salad. But when they came in, the key to people enjoying salad basically for the first time was like all of the different greens that I laid in front of them. Everything like romaine lettuce, like arugula, like spinach, like all these different lettuces. And the greatest thing of all were all the salad dressings and all of the sauces that we had, for our steamed veggies. So what I'd like to say at this point is that if you can eat light toward the end of the day instead of the beginning of the day and eat mostly steamed vegetables, have salad and soup, absolutely incredible for your digestive system. And during that consumption cycle, again, that last cycle is called the assimilation cycle. So when you've eaten during that consumption cycle of the day and then you fall into the assimilation cycle starting around 8 o'clock at night, then what happens is that your body, if you're not still eating, your body can assimilate everything that you have just eaten. As it assimilates, then again, remember, after assimilation, there's metabolic waste, and all of that waste is what your body needs to get rid of, which is why you want to, again, go back into the elimination cycle. So very powerful. So what I'd like to do right now is to show you a very easy, simple sauce that you can make for steamed veggies. And if you can remember also that if you have steamed veggies at night, remember to eat about 50% in the form of something raw. What science now knows is that if people eat 100% cooked foods in one meal, that your white blood count goes up. In other words, it creates an autoimmune response. But what they discovered is that if you will add 50% of raw foods during that cooked meal, there is no white blood cell increase, thus no autoimmune response. That within itself is pretty amazing. So what I'd like to do for you now is to show you how I make one of my most favorite sauces and a lot of other people's favorite sauces, and that is a miso dill sauce. So I start out, and again, remember that your sauces are probably one of the most incredible foods that you can, or not foods, but condiments that you can add to your veggies. Because again, if you're just eating a regular steamed piece of cauliflower or steamed broccoli, even though it's great, if you want it to go from great to gourmet, you can add sauces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this sauce, and I'm going to use cashews at my base. Generally speaking, I don't use a lot of nuts, especially for people who are sick and attempting to recover from a disease. I never use nuts. But for those of us who are virtually healthy and have, virtually strong digestive systems, nuts are great. So I'm going to add water to my nuts, and I'm going to make this as like a cream sauce first, and then I'm going to add my miso. So again, cashew cream, and I'm going to put it on the highest speed possible because we want it to be like a creamy sauce. A little noisy. Hope your baby wasn't asleep. So here we go, we're going to add a little bit of miso. Now I love South River miso, and the reason that I like South River miso is because they ferment every food that they ferment for a year, which means it's going to make it more digestible to the human system. So go South River whenever you can. They make a variety of different misos actually, but this is my favorite, is the sweet white miso. So we're going to add 2 spoons, and again, go to my website, sign up for the newsletter, and sign up for this particular recipe, and you will get it in your inbox almost instantaneously. So we're going to put miso, and we have cashew, and then we're going to add a little bit of dill toward the end, because we don't want to add it right now, because what would happen is that our dill would become too blended. So we just want it barely blended. So here we go again. Cover your ears. Here we go. Beautiful. Yum. And you can see the consistency. And the consistency is that of like a great cream sauce. Feel free to always add a little bit of lemon, like a whole lemon. A whole lemon is absolutely, it takes it to its greatest. But today, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use vinegar. So hold on just a moment. Now that I have my vinegar, we're going to add some vinegar to our sauce. And again, feel free to use a lemon if you would rather have lemon than vinegar. It's just basically a preference. And this is raw coconut vinegar, which is absolutely yummy. And just do a couple of splashes. And sometimes I like the Bragg's raw apple cider vinegar. But again, it's basically preference. And also, Coconut Secret has made some coconut amino acids that are absolutely delightful. So I just put a couple of splashes of that in there, which gives it kind of a sweeter taste, even though the sweet miso has kind of like a sweet, yummy taste. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of dill weed. So here we go. We are ready to rock and roll. And in the meantime, you can be steaming your cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, cabbage, any food that you would like to steam to have along with your sauce. And what I like to do again is to make a huge salad ahead of time. It could be using any kind of greens that you want, anything again from romaine to arugula to cabbage, any kind of a salad that you would like to, spinach salad. I have a lot of recipes in my new book, The Ecotarian Diet, especially salad recipes, because again, that was my specialty, was soup and salad at my restaurant. So I'm just going to do one final blend, and then we're going to taste and see what our dressing tastes like without a recipe. Here we go. Yummy. And it's a beautiful consistency too, because as you can tell, you can just kind of drizzle it on your steamed veggies or on your salad, whichever you prefer. So there it is, our incredible cashew miso dill sauce. Let's see how I did. OMG. Incredible. I'm going to have this for dinner tonight. That's a promise, and I hope you do too. Thank you so much, and again, go Ecotarian.